to the Hippie to-do app series, where we're building a simple to-do app that reproduces something that was implemented by a user on GitHub in code, and we're reproducing that app using the Hippie no-code editor. In the last video, we created a component that we will use. So when the user clicks on this button, that component will allow them to enter the title and the description for the to-do item that they would like to create. So most things in the UI will need to start from some event that the user is triggering. So when you click on the Events tab, Hippie has this event block, and you can drag that on screen, and it allows you to add one or more events that can trigger the execution of the blocks that we're going to add after it. So first, if you select the source of the event, in our case, the source of that event is this button. So if you select the floating action button, when it's pressed, we would like to show the dialog, which is what the app on GitHub does. So when this button is pressed, the dialog gets shown where the user can enter the title and the description. So that's what we'll do in this video. Now we've got this event hooked up. The next bit is to show a dialog, and under the actions, there is a there are two ways we could do this. We could show it in a dialog, or we could show it in a bottom sheet. The difference is really the bottom sheet shows up as it suggests at the bottom of the screen, which I think is what the user on GitHub has done. And then the dialog would show up more centrally in the middle of the app. So I was saying show dialog, but actually I think we'll use a show bottom sheet to do that. So once you've dragged a show bottom sheet onto the screen, you get to choose what you'd like to show in that bottom sheet. And there are three options. You can show a component, which is what we're going to use. But you could also just show one of the built-in widgets, or you can show an entire screen. We're going to select component, and then we're going to select the create to-do item component that we created in the previous video. And now what we're saying is show the create to-do component in a bottom sheet when the floating action button is pressed. Kind of. We first need to attach this to the event to say all of that. So when this floating action button is pressed, show the create to-do item component in the bottom sheet. So if we try and preview that and we press this, you can see it's now showing the component that we created in the previous video in the bottom sheet of the UI. And if the user taps anywhere outside of the component, it then hides it. But very simply, the user is now able to see or press the button to see that component, and we're going to look at actually making the save button here do something, because right now if we type my to-do item here, nothing will happen because we haven't hooked up any events to this button, but we'll do that in the next video and show you how to work with the query block, which is over here, and that query block will allow you to save the data that the user has entered and then later display it in the column that we have in our component. We'll explain and go through all of that in the subsequent videos that will follow.